Yeah, this will be a quick. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Something was fishy, right? I just seen something. Officer Tatum did another interview with. This is the guy that was a business partner with the. Was it the Michael Jenkins? The viral video with the white lady, and I'll let you watch a little bit of this, and then I'll get back to you.
Verify what you're saying, but I'm gonna give you your voice, and if the gentleman want to come on and give his side, I'll give him his side. But I
Yeah.
just want you to give us a perspective of what is your experience with Mr. Jenkins? What kind of business deals did you do, and what kind of developer is he, according to your experience with him?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm picking up a little lag on my end. Are we good on your end?
Yeah, totally good.
Okay, cool. So me and the Michael Jenkins goes by the name of Mikey 3D in the real estate space out here. We got into business about 2 years ago, and still all good.
Yep.
Okay, it went to a single screen. But yeah, we got into business about 2 years ago, and how we got into business is I met him at a real estate event, and then I wanted to get into new builds. He had a couple new builds underway already, and more of the story. This could be a very long story, so I'll try to sum it up. But more of the story is he at that time. What he expressed to me is that he had a contractor that was running those two new constructions run off with the funds. So he then needed a capital partner. Now my company could provide the capital for these deals, as well as we're licensed and bonded general contractors as well. So we could run the project via our permits, the whole 9 yards. So we got into business. Fast forward, I've invested $303,000 to the dollar on one of the properties, and then on the second property, I invested $147,000. And come to find out, this whole entire time, I was pretty much just being used and taken advantage for the accessibility to the funds that my company could acquire via just doing right business, right, filing taxes, paying your taxes, and being well equipped to go get loans from the bank. So I secured supplier lines of credit to run our business. So to buy supplies like lumber, windows, doors, pretty much any and every material that you need to build a new construction. I, went to the supplier, submitted all my financials, submitted the loan docs, the whole 9 yards, and got secured. And we're talking pretty hefty lines of credit here because we're developing at a pretty large rate here. We're doing about 5 of them throughout the time of our partnership. But man, long story short, I was just being drugged through the mud, man. Taken advantage of. What
So
what
why why
transpired
why
from all
did
that?
so just real quick, why did so you guys go into partnership? You were the financier of the projects.
Hmm.
Why couldn't he finance anything? Like why couldn't it be a mutual financial thing? Was he able to do it? Did he just not want to do it? Did he claim he was going to do it but didn't do it? Why did he not finance some of these projects as well?
So on those two original projects, him and his wife, under the business 3D Visions, financed those builds. So they did finance those builds. But as we got through future deals and started closing loans on other lots to then put new construction. So we would get the lot and the construction loan all in one. So we just did one closing, one funding of that asset. Um, I come to find out he didn't have tax returns, and his credit score was like, I believe, like a 500 at the time. So he didn't have tax returns, and he didn't have a credit score. So he
So
wasn't
he had
equipped enough.
he had zero tax returns. You mean that he did not file that you know of any business income tax
Zero.
returns?
So, like I said, I had a good hunch on what was going on. I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio, and this is where it happened. So it's kind of, you know, it was interesting. The only suburb or neighborhood that they might be talking about, I didn't do no research or anything, but it could be, I'm thinking Powell, Ohio. There's Powell, is a little suburb up north, or New Albany. Uh, could be Dublin, one of those three or so. But yeah, man, as you see, this guy seems pretty genuine. I mean, if you know, like people have a hunch or a gut feeling about, certain people or the way they talk, or you just know, right? So, this is an example of how, race is pushed against one another. And I mean, it's sad, but so I wonder if, Shannon Sharp, that's the platform that the couple went on and gave their side of the story, and it was just pulled all the way towards one side, and that's a big platform, right? A lot of people get influenced by, Shannon Sharp. I think he handled it the wrong way. I know a lot of people feel the same way, but this is a good interview. I'll let you watch a little bit more of it. I'll get back to you.
Inspired here is that I was just pretty much being used along the entire process in his overall hope that I feel is premeditated from the beginning of our partnership to build the home him and his family reside in now, in the quote unquote wealthiest neighborhood in Columbus, Ohio. So when it came to building that home,
let's get to that wealthiest part here in a second. But so you're saying that you think that you guys went into business with the idea to have investments in these 5 investment properties that were new builds, right? You buy the land and you get the construction loan together. Y'all were going to build those out, sell them, and make a profit, hopefully.
Yeah.
But you're saying that you think that all this time he had no real interest, or he had no real, I guess, I won't say interest, but he didn't want to actually do that. He wanted to funnel that into the house that we see on that video, where he's claiming that he's racially profiled. Is that what you're alluding to?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe it was premeditated, and I mean, things are black and white, right? So this is how I conclude to that, assumption is, as we're building these projects, the timelines on these projects are falling behind. The construction budgets are raising. I start to look into the books, and I'm starting to find out $100,000+ framing package got applied to my supplier line of credit, personally guaranteed. You can't just go to, as a builder, you can't just go to a supplier and say, hey, I want a line of credit. You got to submit financials. You got to submit loan docs. They look into you. I have to submit my AR, my agent report. I had to submit my tax returns, the whole 9 yards. So I personally guarantee those supplier lines of credit. And I come to find out that a 6-figure plus lumber bill gets applied to my line of credit, but dropped off at that house over here. I don't want to say the address, the street name, but it gets dropped off at the house in the wealthiest neighborhood in Columbus, quote unquote.
So when he say the wealthiest neighborhood in Columbus, I know you in this industry. What is he exaggerating, or is this the wealthiest place? Is it one of the wealthiest places? Because I don't know Ohio. He mentioned in the live stream that his house, a multi-million-dollar house. I don't know what that means, right? I mean, multi-million-dollar house could be a $2 million house. That's not an expensive house in some areas, like California, where they have a $200 million houses, or out here in Phoenix and out here in DC Ranch, In Silverleaf, they got houses of $30, $40 million. So a $2 million house there's no $2 million houses anywhere in Silverleaf. So what's
Yeah.
the play on that?
So, I mean, I think
So, if all this is true, which is pretty believable, I think there's some truth to it, man. Could be wrong, but I would say I'm a good, I have good judgment on people and character. I would say. So it seems pretty genuine. Sad situation, man. Hopefully, more truth will come out. I believe. Man, we gotta do better, man. This is the reason why. There's so much hatred. Hatred and division. There's a good example right here, man. If you really pay attention to the interviews and the whole situation, it should have been about nothing. Like I said before, it should have been about nothing. So, we gotta do better, man. Just got done with the gym, so stay in the gym, eat right, get healthy, and get your ass in the gym, man. Get your ass in the gym.